Hello, wrestling fans, and welcome to Wrestling Gab. That's Dalitha. I'm Travis. We are here watching Wednesday Night Dynamite. Hopefully, you're all ready for the show. It should be a banger. Banger after banger.
I don't believe that. I think you're lying.
Yeah, look who's back. Taz, the Tasmanian Devil.
He had his hip fixed, huh?
Be better if he was still gone.
I know. I think that other guy did a way better commentary job, personally.
Oh, no.
I'm sure Sockface is happy about it because now we can talk more. Walter's in the chat, the only one that's with us right now, says, hi, Travis, hi, Daphne, AEW Dynamite. Daphne, I didn't win bingo, but I called numbers and helped. Fantastic,
Boom.
Walter. Okay, at 9, I'm going. I'll be here Friday for Smack at the Donuts.
But you were the only one to win the first ever game of bingo this year.
That's true, Walter. You were the first one to have won a game in 2025, so that's amazing.
You've won more bingo games than I've ever played. As I'm pretty sure I've only played bingo once and I was in school, like grade school. Yee! Go get him! Get him, Hobbs. Oh, Mox is going to be his bitch. Right in the middle of the ring. Lots of bitchness. You're not ready for the show?
I am. I was just reading some stuff on something that came across my thing. Anyways, we got Piccolo in the chat now, and Sophie is there too. Piccolo says, hey, Gab Gang. Hey, Piccolo. How was your pizza? Sophie says, hi, and with Raw ending in 2 hours and a half, that tells us we won't know how long Raw will be every week.
I just hope this is what I've said all week, is that I hope that they plan for 2 hours, and if it goes over, it's okay. Like we got this last week.
Right.
Like it's a 2-hour show. Oh, it went over. We're okay.
Or they say, well, it could possibly be 3 hours, but we're not going to go over 3. Because if they go over 3, it's done. Like, they're done.
But I definitely love the idea of Triple H going, you know what? I know that any more would just be redundant. Mm-hmm. And we only need 2 hours, 33 minutes tonight to tell this story. I love that. The Machine, Bert Kreschner.
Feels like it's good. Well, that's good. Glad you guys got foods. Sophie says, wonder how they decided how long Raw will be every week. Who knows? Don't care.
Brian Cage looks like a little bit like LA Knight in the face. With his beard.
I just know that we're just going to pretend that it's always going to be 3 hours so I can complain about it and then be surprised when it's not.
Right.
Because I figured that's what I should go for. Because
but I love the idea.
If I think, oh, it's only going to be like 2 hours long every time, then I'll get disappointed when it's over.
I just hope that they get rid of the 3-hour SmackDown.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think that's doing them any favors. I don't think they get enough viewers for it to give them favors.
Yeah, I don't know what the SmackDown stuff looks like.
What I think is hilarious is they're like, hey, we're going to have our All-In in Texas again, and it's in July, but we're going to advertise for it now.
Well, they gotta.
Yeah, Kenny Omega's starting out the show tonight.
Against Brian Cage. That's so dumb. This is the worst booking. Like, if you said, okay, what is the absolute worst booking we could do with Kenny Omega tonight? What would it be? I'd be like, I don't know, Brian Cage in the first fight of the night. So he's going to have him beat Brian Cage. And it's in the first fucking segment.
Yes.
Why would this not be a main event if you wanted to do Brian Cage against him? So basically what they're saying is Brian Cage is trash.
Along with Kenny Omega, because bleh.
Well, that's weird.
And he has to have something easy because he's got broken innards.
Look how short the little runway is.
Yeah.
And we're here.
Might be where they're at.
And they have no fans up against it. Not a fan. It looks like they're in like a little area. Like a little place.
Yeah, they don't have very many. Doesn't look like they're in a very big place this time.
Like an auditorium. looks like they have no fans on the hard camera side either.
Yeah.
Because they're not showing it.
Yeah.
That's too bad.
That Don had to go to the hospital. Don Callis. So.
Oh, well, that's bad too.
Oh.
That there's no fans.
It's like watching NXT. It's fine. Oh, let's see. Sophie's like, the 3-hour SmackDown will end sometime in June. And then people said, why not? I thought Brian Cage was a tag team guy now. I have no idea.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. He's still a big dude that was a singles guy. It's not like he's a full tag team guy. And the only reason I'm saying that is because what the hell's his name of his tag team?
Yeah, and does he tag team with Will Archer and that's it?
I mean, it's like when Kenny Omega joined forces with Adam Page. You know, they're still good singles wrestlers.
True. Sophie says it caught a lot of people off guard when Raw ended a lot earlier than people expected. Like, I saw your faces when you realized Raw ended a half hour earlier.
Yeah, I mean, was there just rejoicing and partying?
I think it was because of how it ended. Like, it just kind of, like, ended.
They're like, all right, well, we'll see you next Monday.
They're like, we're done. It wasn't so much that it ended, it's just that how it ended, it was like, whoa, that was weird. It was caught off guard in that sense, more so.
So Kenny Omega and his guts are going one-on-one with the great one, Brian Cage.
Don't pull anybody up. Don't pick anybody up. He'll pull your hemorrhoids out. Not your, oh no.
Your diverticulitis.
Yeah.
Don't re-rupture it.
Yeah, exactly. So if it says ended Raw a lot earlier so the talent could catch the red light flight to whatever the next city. Oh yeah?
That makes no sense.
Is that why? The
like
red eye?
They're gonna go the night of Raw for the next night, for the next week. We're getting home a week early.
Well, we need to go to the next city. We need to catch the red eye. So it's like, it sounds like Raw could be a 2.5 hour show in most weeks. Cool.
Love
People's like, oh, sure.
You know,
right,
it is a great compromise, right? We got a bunch of people saying, I want a 3-hour show, and a bunch of people saying, I want a 2-hour show. Okay, cool. You win.
Well, sometimes we might put a 2.5 hour show in there.
Right. You know, I was thinking about it with the time change. Nobody in the States likes this daylight savings / normal standard time because of the change. So why not just change it 1/2 hour?
Right.
That's it. Just, okay, we're going to spring forward a half hour this spring. That's it. And it never changes again. So, I mean, obviously we're going to be a half hour difference in times, which could make for fantastic movies and stuff. You know, like that. The one with Nicolas Cage and he's a treasure hunter. And it's got times. It'd be like, oh, remember, daylight savings time hasn't happened yet, blah, blah, blah. Things like that. They could do it in other movies.
Right.
But it would be like, hey, no one is going to agree on this shit. So, half hour it is. We all win. We all lose.
Piccolo says, throwing a bullshit flag. What are we throwing the bullshit flag about?
Bolshevik.
Sophie says, wonder if they tell the people who attend Raw how long it is, though.
I don't know if it would matter. As long as you're there, you know, a minimum of 2 hours. And who knows what they do after. Maybe they do something great after. Like, I have never been to a live WWE event. I've been to a live WCW event, but I've never been to a live WWF event. And so maybe they do something after. Maybe they record that speed.
Or they do that house show,
or something, you know.
Or have some extra matches.
Yeah,
that
they have
sees.
that. They have that speed. Is that what it's called? Something like YouTube
yeah.
speed, or not YouTube? Sorry, X speed.
Yeah.
Something like that. Maybe they do that on Mondays because it wouldn't only make sense because they air it on Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
And I doubt they get a whole bunch of people in a stadium on a Wednesday just to watch one fast match between women and men.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean men / then women. And are they still doing that? I know that, what's her name, was the champion, the Johnny Spaghetti's wife?
Lorraine.
Yeah, Candace.
Mrs.
But I haven't
Spaghetti?
seen any men on there.
Oh, yeah. Piccolo calls it the dark matches.
Yeah.
Sophie said, yeah, they did do dark matches after Raw.
Well, there
Piccolo
you go.
says, warm up your boy Cena so he won't tear a quad. Right?
Right? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, if he tears something or hurts something, it's it. Like, I mean, unless he really wants to come back next year and do his farewell tour again.
Lance Archer all yakking at Kenny.
Yeah, he's
You're
already interfered
terrible.
a few times. Well, got in the way.
Thomas is in the chat. Hey, Thomas says, hey guys,
Hey,
what's
Thomas.
up? Not much. Thomas, how are you doing? Sophie says, I've been to a few Raw and SmackDown events, and sometimes they don't do that much after them.
Right. They're like, everybody get out.
That.
This dude brought snow into his house. Because his wife is showering.
Jesus. Like, do you really just hate your wife or what? like, I mean, in all reality, right? You're like, oh, I really love my wife, but I hate her at the same time, so I'm gonna do hateful things. You know? Like,
Mhm.
oh, that's a funny joke.
Yeah, I've
There comes a point where the jokes aren't that funny anymore.
well, we used to, like, when I was younger and stuff, we would always do stuff in the bathroom to people, you know?
Yeah.
Like cold water over the shower.
Yeah. I get it. You know? Like every once in a while I spray you in the face. Not while you're in the shower. Just when you're out and about.
Right. Because I'm a cat and I do bad things.
Sophie says it sounds like Corey Graves is really pissed with the WWE.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Sounds like he's ready to leave.
Travis thinks it's a farce.
I think they're just setting up a match between him and
Pat
McAfee at WrestleMania myself. But we'll see. That would be perfect, right? Like, that'd be the perfect build-up. I mean, I don't know what Graves did to himself to never, wrestle again. I don't know if it's a neck injury or something that he can't do. Mariah May. Anybody watch her match on Saturday? The legendary matchup with her and Harley Cameron?
I think Chris mentioned something when we talked about it a little bit on Monday, I think. But Thomas says, I'm good. Wondering when Phoenix will be able to actually leave as he's not even on the AEW roster. He's still under contract just because of that injury he had. So he's just making up time. So he's just under contract for a while longer.
I just hope it's soon. And I hope that's why they brought Phoenix in when they did. Or not, sorry, not Phoenix, but Penta in when they did.
Right.
Is so we don't have to watch a lot of his singles matches.
True. Yeah.
Because he botched a lot. And I get it. It was his first match on TV and all that. But And it could have been his first match in a while. And definitely the first time he's ever wrestled Chad and all that. So I get having some mistakes, but not. The mistakes that he was making had nothing to do with his opponent.
Yeah.
Like, he was trying to do things with the ropes, and he could have been wrestling a dummy, like a life support dummy, and he still would have made the same mistakes.
Yeah.
And so, and then obviously Chad was helping him along the best that he could.
And that could have been nerves.
Yeah, there's a lot.
I mean, you gotta remember, like, these guys, I mean, you think about these indie guys, they don't get in front of crowds that are 14,000 people.
17,000.
The crowds that they're in front of most of the time are, maybe a couple thousand.
Yeah.
That's it. That he's been in. Maybe, like, when they had, like, some of their big pay-per-views that they've had, like, in big places where they sold, lots of tickets. Maybe, you know.
I'm just hoping that Phoenix is close and they can hurry and put him in a tag team and then they can run roughshod. I'm assuming that SmackDown's the tag team division.
Yeah.
Right?
I guess.
I don't know if there's any tag teams on Raw. The Vikings.
Yeah.
The Raiders or whatever they're called. The Experiment. Whatever the fuck their name. They have like 12 names.
The War Raiders.
Yeah.
I think
Eric
what they
and
are
Ivar.
now are the Viking Raiders or War Raiders, something like that.
Yeah.
Thomas says, I'm good. Wondering when Phoenix will be able to actually leave as he's not even on the... Oh, I read that. Sophie says, I think Raw will be 3 hours when guys like Roman, The Rock, and Cena show up. And Brandon Stevens is in the chat, says, hey, Wrestling Gap. Hey, Brandon. And then Sophie says, they pulled Ray Phoenix stuff off of AEW Shop. Pickles, ha-ha, and laughing face says, that's a good question. Vindicator's in the chat, says, all right, feels like a big night ahead of us, starting off with the Machine and the Omega level wrestler. And yes, I said wrestler, not sports entertainer.
Yeah. Definitely just a wrestler.
Sophie says, Corey didn't even show up to NXT last night. And did you see his reaction? He looked like he didn't want to be there in NXT.
Well, of course he didn't want to be in NXT, but he didn't not show up. He was not allowed to be there.
Yes.
Because he said he had a few things to say, and they decided that they didn't want those things to be said on television, especially on NXT.
Yep. Thomas says, I just want him to join his brother. No, that makes sense, but
100%.
I'm pretty sure it's in the works and it's going to happen.
I want it.
But he still has to finish out his contract with AEW until he can.
Right, but my thing is why would Tony do what other companies do that all these guys complain about? Right? Like, Vince did that shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then all these guys left because they didn't like that. So, if Tony's trying to get other talent, why would he say, no, you're not leaving. I'm going to hold you here hostage. I'm not going to let you wrestle or leave until your contract's out.
Yeah.
Other wrestlers are going to see it and be like, no thanks, I'll just sign with NXT.
Yeah. And we figured this would happen, so it did. He could barely get him on his shoulders, though.
Yeah, but he did.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool. Like, he's one of the ones that I'm always like, can he do it with guys this size? And he did. That's cool.
Yeah, barely.
I don't think he could do it with
Brian
Lance
Cage
Archer.
really helped him out with it, though.
I don't think he could do it with Lance Archer.
No.
Oh, it's a beat down.
But, yeah. But I get where Khan would be coming from of, like, hey, you gotta wait out the rest of your contract. You were injured during your contract, so you kind of owe us that.
I agree 100% if he's using him.
Yeah, but he's not. He's, like, done. He's not even active.
If he's doing this, just let him go. Like, he don't want to be there. And the better graces he leaves on, the better chance when WWE cuts those two in 4 years, 3 years.
Yeah, they might come back.
They're coming back.
So he says, let's see what the WWE does with Penta before they sign his brother, like 6 or 7 months from now. Vindicator says, I'm hoping the women's Casino Royale is the longest match of the night. Give us 25 minutes, bare minimum.
Yeah, exactly. Which we won't, by the way.
So he says, I thought Tony Khan added injury time to Ray Phoenix contract or something. He did.
That's what I'm getting at. And that's what he should get rid of it unless he's going to use him. The second he uses him, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. Hey, look, you're under contract. Like, that's why we sign these. Not just for you. Not just so you get paid. It's so we can make money so you can get paid. Yep.
It's really unfortunate that the hard camera is basically right at the commentator's desk. We have to look at sock face all night. Yeah. Vindicator says, LOL, B Cage, such a heavy guy. When lands on the ring, it is loud.
Oh, yeah.
When the other Cage does it, it's a whimper.
So now why is Takeshita out there?
Because he's part of Don Callis' little group and they hate each other.
Why wasn't he out there when they were doing the beatdown?
Maybe he wanted his extra time. Well, there.
Snapdragon.
He's getting beat up by all of them again.
There we go. What happened to Omega? Or the other one? That one. There he is.
He fell out earlier.
Ospreay, that's his name. I couldn't think of his name.
He had a fight with Fletcher out on the outside. They went into the out, Travis.
Fletcher's just better than you, and he knows it.
So if it says when AEW talent say they want to work in the WWE, Tony Khan would do what Vince used to do with talent. Do you think if Vince was still in charge, would Raw be 2.5 hours show on Monday?
Yeah. I mean, knowing Vince, he would say, how much money are we going to get? And if they said, oh, it doesn't matter whether it's 2 or 3, he would probably do the minimum. would be my guess.
Vindicator says Ospreay and Omega should be a tag team and become tag champs. Seems like it could head that way.
I don't want to see that.
I don't want them to be together at all.
I mean, unless you're doing the WWE storyline where you put them together
and then they hate
so they
each
can
other later.
split and then have the big match.
Sophie says the girl crying on Raw was Penta's daughter.
Yes.
Yeah,
we knew that.
We kind of figured that out,
Yeah.
Sophie, along with the other few ladies.
There was like 4 ladies. I'm assuming
one of them was his wife and the other were his daughters. We kind of figured they were family. They were just having an emotional meltdown. We kind of figured that out.
So if Kyle Fletcher wants to make it in the WWE, he can't look like a young Randy Orton. He has to grow his hair back. He has hair, and he looked good with it. It needs to be back. Like, put your fucking hair back on.
No, you guys are
Look at these two. They're 2 cash ponies here, all laid out. I can't get up. I've fallen.
So it was like, did you notice that they didn't mention Jesse Ventura when they mentioned Saturday night's main event?
That's okay. He was in the first one. They can
Does
have
it
Hulk Hogan do the
matter?
second one.
Does he have to be a part of all of them?
I think Jesse did really good in that first one. I didn't hear anything that made me go, oh, they need to fire him or anything. But I'm also not a crybaby. One of those little babies that we watched today. The PC babies.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, I watched South Park all day today. With PC babies.
Mm-hmm. Trios match is up next. Private Party, Mark Briscoe against the Hurt Syndicate. Somehow we have MVP in there? That's weird.
Is it a triple threat? Or
It's a trios match.
Huh. That's dumb. Mm-hmm. I don't want to see MVP wrestle.
Mm-mm.
This ain't 1999. Just kidding. This ain't 2010. I feel like this story is lost on AEW fans. Like the Hurt Business stuff. Because they just don't have storylines and stuff, so the fans are like, they're WWEing this up. I'm making that up. I haven't read that, but that's what it feels like to me. Like, this is the shit people watch wrestling for. This is the soap opera behind the scenes.
Right. Sophie says, I can't believe there is going to be a new Goonies or Gremlins movie.
Wait, tomorrow's Collision?
Maybe they're going to have it on Saturday. I don't know.
Huh.
Wow.
Cool.
Okay.
I want to watch. I mean, is it going to be on TV tomorrow?
Is it because of NFL on Saturday?
I mean, there is a game, but they had NFL games all year.
I know, but
well,
not on
college
Saturday.
games, yeah.
That's weird.
I mean, I would watch Collision if it was on a different day. I think I would. I just don't like it being on a Saturday. That, to me, that's like... There's too many other things going on Saturdays. True. Even when there's not anything on TV.
That's true.
And so I don't want to watch wrestling on that day. Thursday's the perfect day.
True.
For that.
There are a lot of things that happen on Saturdays.
But
whether or not it's stuff on TV or not.
Also, I don't want to watch wrestling every night at 6 o'clock. Right? Because it would be...
It's like right at the prime time of doing other things, I guess you could say. Anyways, Sophie has some rage bait comment to make. Did you hear a lot of people didn't take their pets during the wildfire? That what happened during the hurricane?
Yeah, not surprising. It's Sodom.
Well, I'm going to tell you this much. Most of the time during a hurricane, they have a little bit of notice, and they usually do take their pets. They had one thing that happened that they made a big deal out of, and then they passed a law in Florida. The other people, they didn't know. They knew they were going to get really bad weather, but they didn't realize or know what it was going to be. One, because you usually don't get hurricanes as far inward as they did. And it wasn't so much the hurricane that caused the issue. It was the flooding that caused the issue. They had so many enormous flash mass floods in Tennessee and western North Carolina in areas that they've never had that happen before. Okay, never had it happen before. Meaning that it is not on any history books in the history of that area of having that happen. And if it has happened, it's been hundreds of years since it's happened. Okay, that's scary. Flash floods can happen in an instant. And if you've never been around or seen a flash flood, they happen like that. It happens in Arizona all the time. If you've ever been to Arizona and you drive through Arizona, they have roads down there where they look like canals, where you actually are driving on the road, but they actually have it paved up, the embankment. That's because they have flash floods down there really badly. And so you're supposed to, in a flash flood, if it starts to rain at any time, you are literally supposed to either get off the freeway if you can, or if you cannot, you're supposed to drive up those embankments. So
head for the hills.
Yeah. But I'm going to tell you this. Most of the people with the wildfire had evacuation notices, told them to fucking leave, told them to pack their stuff and go. And if you are an asshole and do not make sure that your animals come with you, then you deserve to lose everything. It's gross. There's some people that maybe they were at work and they didn't know what was happening and they put out the evacuation notices, and that's scary, and they didn't know what was happening. That can happen a lot, and that sucks butthole. And I feel bad for those people. But a lot of those people that it did, they had notice. A lot of notice. So anyways, Picola says, Swerve ever have comeuppance on Rick O'Shea yet? I don't know. Who's Rick O'Shea? Oh, Ricochet. Oh, that guy.
Nobody likes him.
I don't know. They're going to have him talk later. They had a little blurb at the bottom.
They're trying to make Ricochet happen, and it's not going to.
They're trying to make him a bad guy, and it's weird. He's like going to be like, they're trying to make him like Don Callis, where he's like bald and wears glasses.
And blood on his head.
Yeah, or like Ethan Page over in What's Her Face, like he's got glasses, and so he's all like, I'm a bad person.
The Rock talked to him.
But the Maximum Carnage, Dynamite, and Collision, by the way, they're doing Maximum Carnage is what these two are called this week.
So such good shows.
They're so weird. They really can't.
As long as Mariah May's on.
Oh, here's your talking. Here's that weird guy. He's going to come out and yak at you. Sophie says, I heard The Rock showed up on NXT again last night for some reason. I don't know. Travis watched all of it. Did you see him?
Who wasn't?
The Rock?
He wasn't on last night.
Oh. But Saturday night's main event is also going to be on after a football game, I think. Actually, what's going to happen with the main event?
There is no football games
during main event time.
Wait, hold on. The 25th. I'm trying to think where the playoffs will be.
Well, we have
wild
cards.
We have 4 this weekend.
2 Saturday, 2 Sunday.
So there'll be 2 games. So it'll be the AFC Championship. I think they'll both be on Sunday.
Yeah, why would they put them on Saturday?
I think weird, they do both AFC and NFC Championship games on Sunday.
Yeah.
That's how they've done it in the history.
So probably the same. Anyways, Piccolo says, yeah, there's many movies I need to get on. Never enough hours. Right? It's true. Sophie says, usually there isn't that much stuff to watch on TV if you don't watch football. Ravi's in the chat now. Hey, Ravi, good to see you tonight. Says, if you slide backwards, is that considered the moonwalk?
Yes.
Sure, why not? Sophie says, that is how animals die because their owners didn't take them to wherever they were going.
Yep.
That can be part of it.
Disgusting.
They can die for other reasons in fires. Horses are really funny about fires. You know what? Horses do not run from fires. You can take them out of a barn and they might run right back in because they're so scared. It can happen. Just saying. Piccola says we never take sea levels for granted since Katrina flooded NOLA. I mean, that's all right, Piccola, right? Like, that's true. But I'm talking about, you know, in your guys' area, you guys are, like, very well aware of what can happen. But once you start going a little bit north in Tennessee and western North Carolina, those areas don't expect that kind of crap. I mean, you might expect, like, heavy rains and, you know, winds and shit like that, but you aren't expecting fucking flash flooding like it happened. That shit was... It was historical shit that happened in that area. Historical crap. That would never even think about it. That it would ever happen. Sophie says, if you leave your pet, that is a heartless person. It really is, Sophie. I mean, I look at my pets as part of my family, and they would be, you know, if you had to say, if you were, you know, if the fire alarm was pulled, what are you taking first? Like in, what's that movie?
Yeah.
Leap Year. It's a movie called Leap Year. Like, what's the first thing that you're gonna grab? You know, like the first things you're gonna grab. Well, it's gonna be my animals. I'm gonna chuck them in and get them as quickly as I can into my vehicle, and then if there's anything else that I can possibly grab, you know,
right.
You know, that is worth the effort to even try. You know, it depends on what sentimental shit I have in my house. I guess.
Right.
But, you know, it'd be people. Your kids, your significant other, your person who might be handicapped. I mean, you would do everything in your power to make sure that you had, in any emergency situation, you could get those people or animals or pets or people out. As fast as you, and as well as you could.
Right.
I mean, in some situations you might not have the time, but you would hope you would.
My animals are all usually in the same room, so.
Yeah, our house is pretty tiny, so it doesn't matter.
Grab the kennel. Throw Charlie in Wellington's kennel.
Right. Yeah.
Head out the door.
Take his whole cage outside. I mean, if anything, it would just rip his cage outside and then worry about getting him into the car. You know what I'm saying? Oh, there we go. Prince and Nana nanned him with a chair.
So Swerve's a good guy now?
I don't know if he's really a good guy.
Well, Ricochet's a bad guy.
Well, that don't matter. Bad guys gonna fight bad guys. Look at him. He hates him so bad. He wants to chain him up. Oh, God.
He probably didn't like him in NXT.
He probably didn't. I hope so. I hope he hated him. Dude, you are obnoxious.
Mm-mm.
Oh, yeah, he is.
Mm-mm.
Have him on your lap all the time.
I have had him on my lap before.
Yeah, like for hours upon hours upon hours upon hours upon hours upon hours.
Yeah, when I used to hold still.
Upon hours. I'm sorry I did that to you, buddy, but your butt was falling off.
Do you want this puppy?
Yes. He's like, I'm so happy. He's like, yay.
Oh my. I want to see that thing grown up. Yes.
What's he trying to do outside in the snow?
Take him
Oh,
outside.
he threw him out. Oh, I see.
That's awesome.
What's happening?
He ran off. Coward. Of course he is.
Robbie says, wow, that yellow jacket is bright. That finger me is wearing. What yellow? What? I guess I have no idea what you were talking about, Robbie. I'm sorry. Somebody was wearing a bright yellow jacket?
Maybe we're behind.
Oh.
I don't know how we could be.
It says, big up all the frauds inside. And then Sophie says, people make fun of Tony Khan for the main event for Collision. Pickle's like, yo, Ravi. And Ravi says, but don't you have to slide your feet backwards in order to moonwalk?
Just watch a Michael Jackson video. Or Carmella. Carmella does it. Carmella.
Ravi says, yo, Cola. And then Vindicator says, Ricochet is too much of preppy to be a true villain. This turn won't last too long. So he's like, I grabbed my pet. And Pickle says, well, say all you want unless you practice emergency situations.
That's a fact.
It's true. Very true. Because if you don't have a plan, you will fucking panic. You better have a fucking plan. Like, and you talk to your whole family about you said plans. Mm-hmm. Sophie says, I would feel bad if someone leave my pet in case I had to evacuate. Yeah. And then Sophie's like, did you hear TikTok might be ending this weekend? No.
I just saw that a senator has put in a bill to extend it.
For 270 days.
Yeah, I didn't read how
It's 270 days. I saw a blurb about it. It's fine, Sophie. If anybody's upset about that, they need to go out and pet some grass. Robbie says, when did Ricochet grow some balls?
He didn't. He ran off.
He ran away. I didn't see any balls. Beagle says, do you have a bug out bag ready for when all hell breaks loose?
You know, I don't, and I have all the stuff to make one.
Yeah.
And it frustrates me that I haven't got it, but I've got like all my fire starting stuff and all that kind of stuff and in different drawers. I'm like, if something happened, I have
literally gotten him stuff to put in a bug out bag, by the way, people. So it's not like he doesn't have the things. And I could get him like a good knapsack, but he has like a whole bunch of fucking.
I have one backpack.
Backpacks. He's had a couple backpacks. He's downsized a lot of shit lately. So at some point he had multiple backpacks.
But yeah, we should have 2 bug out bags. Although, if you think that way, at the same time, you're creating the scenario in your head.
Yeah.
Meaning that you're bringing it. You're heading in that direction.
Mm-hmm.
So in reality, you should make yourself like a happy bag that has like $10,000 in cash, and you go to Vegas and
right,
like go spend it. And
Sophie says the biggest YouTuber, Mr. Beast, wants to buy TikTok. Yeah, there's a lot of people that are talking about it. Robbie says not into the snow. LOL. Not into the snow. Yeah, he took his balls to the snow. It was sad. Robbie says read the last bit and you will get the name. LOL. Last bit.
Somebody with a yellow jacket. Private party! Why is this the tag team champion? I mean, I get, like, they were really popular 4 years ago.
The private party.
Remember? And then Quinn or whatever got hurt. Then he came back. Then they were absolutely nothing. And now they're champions. This used to be the best tag team division in wrestling, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck?
Pickle's like, yeah, I got a first aid kit, pocket knife, some glow sticks, dry clothing.
Yeah. No, it's a great idea. You should take, like, candle wax and melt it and put it into fabric so you can start it at any time. Not candle wax, but just wax.
Mm-hmm.
That shit'll burn forever. It's just like, I have all the stuff. You know, another thing you can do is take toilet paper rolls and when you're doing your laundry, you don't have to do anything special. When you're cleaning out your lint traps, just fill those up. And then fold the corners down and just tape them once it gets packed. And that shit'll burn really easy. Also as a fire starter.
Mm-hmm.
And it's dryer lint, so it's usually dry. Just put it in your toilet paper rolls. Put a few, like just 2 maybe in your bag or 3.
Nope.
Or maybe a paper towel roll if there's room.
Yep. True, there's a lot of different things you could do.
Yeah, just little things. And then obviously, I have a couple packs of lighters in the camper. That's what I'm getting at. It's like, I've got everything, just not together.
Mm-hmm. Let's see, Sophie said, I think I had a bug out bag at one point, but I don't know what happened to it. And Robbie says it's a heavy mob looking to beat someone into a pulp. Yeah, that. Picola says Doomsday Prepper was my ex. LOL. Jeez. Robbie says the crowd seems forced. Don't they always?
Well, it's alright. There's not very many of them. It's like an NXT crowd now. Look at, even that section up there is empty.
Yeah. Picola says duct tape. Yep, some tape. So if it's usually I do my laundry for whenever I come home from evacuation.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, and to live in a place like you guys do, where it isn't far-fetched to think of being evacuated, to have a bag like that would be very important, you know? Like here, if they're like, okay, there's an emergency, it's like, well, I'm just gonna stay home and die because that means Yellowstone's gonna blow up. And
Yeah.
that's it. There's nothing else that can happen where I'm at.
Yep.
A nuclear explosion at the site or a volcano. Either way, I'm not surviving it. I ain't getting all the way to St. Louis before the volcano erupts.
No. Not happening.
Especially if they're like, you need to go. It's like, no.
Yeah, it'd be. I don't know how many back roads you could take either to get away.
To get to St. Louis, there's not enough. Go through Cokeville that way, but.
Right. So he says, do you find it easier or harder to do laundry when you aren't home?
I don't do laundry.
I guess it just depends on where you're at for your laundry. Like.
But if you're at like a laundromat, I used to do mine at a laundromat, and then when I got a washer and dryer, I still missed the laundromat because I could do it all at once.
Yeah, because you had like 5 washers. And...
Yeah. Just throw it all in there, then throw it all in a dryer, and then leave.
I mean, have like big industrial dryers, so
Yeah.
like you could put like 2 loads in there instead of just one at a time.
And back then it was like $1.
Yeah.
I don't know what they are now.
Don't have any idea.
$17.50 or something.
Right.
But back then.
Although people say that it's still cheaper to go to the laundromat to do your laundry than it is at home.
Right. The other thing is that you can do, and I don't know how much it costs, but is just you literally just take your dirty laundry and drop it off at a place. They do it, fold it, put it on hangers and all that,
Right.
and you just go pick it up. I'm like, shit, that might be worth it. Because I feel like you could make a really good living doing that, like advertising that. Like, I'll do your laundry.
Right. Yeah, not very many people. I mean, you'd have to be in an area where people could afford it. Because, I mean, you'd have to make it worth your effort, too. Like,
right.
You know, at a laundromat, you'd still have to, you know, make it worth your time to, you know, do that.
Yeah.
Robbie says, D, I bet you could survive in the wild for a few days. Probably. I probably could.
I would hope so. My problem that I have that I feel like everybody thinks they're gonna do the same thing if something bad ever happened.
Mm-hmm.
The problem with that is there's more people than people think.
Yeah.
And so it's like, yeah, well, I can go into the woods and hunt my own food, but not if there's 100,000 hunters hunting the same food I'm trying to hunt.
It's true. Very true.
There's not 100,000 deer.
No.
A week.
Right?
You know what I mean? Like, that's a problem that I don't think gets addressed enough. Like, oh yeah, well, I can just go up in the woods in Idaho and be fine. It's like, okay. You know how many other people say that same thing?
Yeah, it would really depend on where you could go.
Yeah.
And then if you did, like, let's say, like, for, like, my family has land, right?
Right, yeah, you go to your ranch.
And stuff, you would have to be able to deter other people from squatting on your land, basically.
Yeah, you'd have to have enough people to protect it.
Mm-hmm.
And then now you have to kill people? Like, what kind of survival is that?
Right, like...
oh, yay, I get to kill people to stay alive.
Right.
Just kill me. You know what I mean? Like, fuck
right,
me.
like, I'm done. That's how it's going to be.
I don't want to kill people so I can live an extra week.
Right.
Like, to me, that just doesn't sound worth it.
Yeah. Sophie says there were some people that didn't evacuate when the hurricane came. They stayed home.
Yeah.
Some people don't. I mean, and some people, their houses are set up where they can survive most hurricanes, right? I mean, you're going to get those weird, like, offshoot, historical, crazy things that happen with hurricanes and any kind of storm where, well, we didn't expect that to happen. And, you know, and unfortunate things happen. I mean, that's what happened in New Orleans, right? Like, New Orleans, it was... Nobody, you know, oh, hurricane's no big deal. It wasn't the hurricanes that were the problem. It was the fact that the levees broke,
right.
And they didn't make sure that they could withstand what happened.
Yeah, they drove the Chevy to the levee.
They did, and then it broke,
but
and
the levee
then
was
it
very
unfortunately caused a lot of
death.
You
know, in Florida, there's not a lot of mountains.
Nope.
If any.
It's very flat. I'm sure.
And so if you were going to build there to be safe, you'd want to do like maybe like a 2-layer concrete, so like your basement, and then the first.
You wouldn't even have a basement.
I'm sure some of those houses have basements.
There's no way.
Anyways, if you did it out of concrete, you'd be fine.
You would have to be above sea level for you to be able to do a basement.
Well, I'm just saying, you dig a hole, fill it with concrete, and they have that rubber stuff. You don't have to be down in there. Anyways, and then build your next layer of concrete also. And then your third level, you'd have 2 above ground. That one could be wood. Just make sure everything's held down with hurricane stuff. Mm-hmm. Then you wouldn't need to evacuate. You just go into the basement. Mm-hmm. I mean, I saw Gilligan one time survive a hurricane. All he did was tie himself to a tree. So, I mean, there's a lot of different ways that you can survive hurricanes.
Pico says the laundromat I went to back in Alabama. I thought you were going to say that you saw a hurricane documentary. Sorry. I was waiting for it. Pico says the laundromat I went to back in Alabama, they had a room next door for rental parties.
Yeah. So we had one here in town for a minute, because nothing here ever lasts like that. But it was way cool. It was this huge building, and it was a laundromat with a giant bar in it, and then they had a place for, like, concerts. Did you ever go there?
No, because I never went to the laundromat, but I know which one you're talking about.
I went there all the time.
It was a church at one point, too.
And I will tell you, every time I went there, which was once a week, because I wanted to be there because I watched 40 Days and 40 Nights. And so I went to the laundromat all the time, trying to find my love of my life when I was like 20. And I sat at the bar and drank and did laundry. And I will tell you that I was always the only person in there. Always. Like, there was a person that worked there, and that was it.
That's sad. Sophie says my roommate sometimes drops off the laundry that can't fit in our washing machine. I can see that. Yeah. Piccolo says, I swear almost every time it was Mexicans having a quinceañera or party. Love it. And Ravi says, I couldn't find anything worse than and time-consuming easier to have your own washer for convenience.
No, it is. It's cool. But I will tell you, it's a pain in the butt to do your own laundry.
Nobody wants to do laundry.
It's
shitty.
It takes up a whole room by itself.
Yeah.
And to be honest, if somebody else would do it for a relatively decent price, I would hands down do it without any questions asked.
It's true.
I wouldn't even. If somebody said, I will charge you $80 to do all your laundry, I'd be like, cool. Mm-hmm.
But no, and I get it, Ravi. It is more convenient to do it in your own home and stuff like that. And most of the time, if you keep up on your laundry, it's not that big of a deal. Like, I mean, if you're doing it,
that's like every 6 months I do.
If you're doing like your laundry, like, oh well, it's been a month since I washed anything. I have 4 loads of this and 2 loads of that. I better, get it done. That can be time consuming and 2 days of shit if you aren't on top of it.
Yeah, that's me.
So let's put it this way. It would probably be easier to pack it all up, take it to a laundromat, use 3 washers, do your loads, throw them in the dryer, and then you got your other 2. So you're not taking up everybody's washing machines is why I'm saying, that. And then, fold, don't even fold them there. Just fucking dry them all, unless there's something special you want folded, but throw them all back in the shit, take them home and fold them while you're watching a movie.
Right.
I get it, but let's put it this way. In America, now, Ravi, I know that a lot of places, and I'm not saying your house is this way, but I know that a lot of places in England, if they do have a washer in their home, they don't have a dryer, so you have to air dry your clothes. And we have washers and dryers. So most of the time, you guys just have your washer in your kitchen area, and that's how you do your laundry. And then you just hang dry your clothes. So here we have a washer and a dryer. And because we're America, everything has to be bigger here. So, they're ginormous. They are not they take up, 2 by 2 square foot of room. They take up, a good 4 by 6
It's just
for one thing, and then
and
you have
then
the other one.
Some of them are stackable, so they take up like a whole closet.
Well, that's what I mean. But I'm talking like even if you have them side by side, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I mean, in some of these fucking washers that people get, like those front load ones, they're like fucking huge. Mm-hmm. They're like really, they're like just as tall as a washer. Like they're taller than a regular washer taller, and stuff like that. And so, and they're just as deep though. And you're like, what the fuck? Anyways, but I get it. But if you're doing just your own laundry, it's not that big of a deal. But let's say you have a family of 5 or 7, and you're doing laundry. Like you have to do laundry every single fucking day. There is no time when you're not doing laundry. And I'll tell you this much. I fucking hate laundry. I would rather clean a toilet than do laundry. Because I know at least with the toilet, once I clean it, it's done. Like, I don't care if somebody else uses it afterwards. Once it's done, and I'll have to do it for another week. But clothes are a completely different thing. So it says some laundromats you might need a lot of coins to rent out the washer or dryer. True. I don't know if they do it by, pay off of your card now. Fuck, I haven't been to a laundromat in 20-something years that I've been to a laundromat. And I can't even remember the last time I maybe went to a laundromat. It was when my mom was alive and we went because we had to wash a really big comforter or something. Or a blanket. And so I had to go into one of the big washers because our washer wasn't big enough. And it had to go into a big dryer or something. But I mean, that doesn't... that's just one of those things. Let's see. Rise like LOL, human cannonball. Vindicator says MVP has been a swindler, but he's still in better shape than Jericho. That's it. He's in so much better shape. What? Peel's like, right, of course. And Robbie says, did they also say bye-bye Miss American Pie? And Robbie's like, MVP huffing and puffing out his ass. Funny you say that I'm doing laundry right now. Because it's me. I do it once a week. Well, and that's it, right? Like, if it's just you do it about once a week. You have maybe 2 loads and you're done. I mean, and it depends, right? Like, let's say you're a person that works an office job. You're going to have maybe 3 loads because you're going to have your regular clothes. If you do separate out your whites, you'll have your whites. So that's 2 loads. You'll have your nice stuff if you do wash it or if you take it to a dry cleaner. That's another quote-unquote load of laundry. And then your towels. So about 4 loads of laundry. That's a lot if you think about it. That was a lot to do just for one person. Right. So he says, I sometimes don't laundry twice a week. Sometimes don't or sometimes do. Robbie says my mom has a dryer. She mainly uses it for sheets and towels. Smart. If you guys had sunshine, I could see, it'd work out. Making your sheets and towels and stuff and taking them outside and drying them, like especially in the summertime. But you guys have so much rain and it's just so humid that nothing would get dry. I don't know how I would do it. If things didn't get dry, I'd be so angry, like all the time. Not just, 95% of the time. It'd be 100% of the time.
Yeah.
Vindicator says Cope versus Pack battle of minimal syllables.
Yeah.
Right?
It's a great battle. The battle of the minimal syllable.
February 5th is when that's going to happen, I guess. Sophie's like, I don't fold my laundry at all. Do you hang up most of your laundry? Travis is a hanger-upper. He hangs up his pants and his shirts. The only thing he folds is, like, the essentials, underwear and socks kind of thing.
And it's more roll. I roll those up. But that's folding, so...
Ravi says, it's still easier to do laundry at home, even if you have a family or not. Who wants to roll through a laundromat when you haven't got time because you're working and tired after work?
Well, this is what I'm looking at, right? So I'm looking at it right now. There's a place here in my town that you can go there, drop it off. You schedule a time, so you drop it off, and then you pick it up.
Yeah.
Literally. It's here in town.
That's cool. They've put quite a for. You know how there used to be like maybe 1 or 2 laundromats here? There's like 5 of them now. There's so many of them. It's ridiculously crazy how many of them are in town.
I mean, obviously you know where that is, but
the place. It's called the Barn of Laundry. Laundry Barn.
Oh. I don't know where that's at down. Well, maybe. I'm trying to think where that would be, the 300 block down there.
It looks like this.
Oh, yeah, I know where that's at. I know that used to be like a counseling place. It's like right there where that Ridley's is and stuff, kind of across the street. Yeah.
Well,
I'm surprised that they do that down there.
They have it, yeah.
Downtown.
Yeah.
In the scary part of town.
There's no scary part of our town.
Whatever, there's hobos in that area.
In the summer, there are no hobos right now.
Yeah, there are. There's scary people there now, too.
Hobos don't live in the winter.
Whatever. When I worked at that one place, in that place across the street, downtown, like, it literally had somebody die there from hypothermia. They died. They were a hobo, and they died.
That's why hobos don't live in the winter. They're like Komodo dragons or something.
It happened, though, so can't say that it doesn't. Piccolo says, I had a card that if you have leftover coins, you just put it on the card, and when you come back, it's able to cash out again.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. So, basically, like going to the reservation casinos. The casinos do that now. That's awesome.
Do I need to get a different color scarf now?
Yeah.
He's kind of
went to a gray one. So, Robbie, you're talking about people not going to laundromats, okay? So, I'm going to tell you this much. I saw this guy that he takes their laundry. He works on the road or something. But anyway, so he takes their laundry to the laundromat. And he talked his wife into doing it as well because it saved them so much money on their water bills that it was cheaper to pay to go to a laundromat in their time to do it, to go there and pay to wash their clothes at the laundromat, dry them, that's his electricity too, and dry them, and then take them home and fold them and put them away than it was to do it at their own house. It costs less money per month in paying for the coins to put in the machines than it did for their actual water bill and electric bill to run those things even once or twice a week.
So my mom does laundry every day. Every day. And I'm like, why do you wash your clothes every day? Like,
that is really weird.
You only wear, you know what I mean? Like,
don't you have enough clothes to last a week?
You live here by yourself. But before it was David and Ayla, you know. But
yeah,
still,
but even
every day. And I'm like,
I mean, unless somebody's changing their clothes like 12 times a day or some shit. Like, I mean, and they're stinky.
Then wondering why her washer goes out. Like, well, my washer went after 2 years. I'm like, you ran it fucking 700 times.
I mean, I could understand, like, let's say David, because he worked and he had a uniform, let's just say. Right?
He didn't. But
he didn't, but, you know.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. But no, every day. So, like, we'll just say 300 times. So, just take away 65 days. By the way, that never happened. And then she's like, well, my washers only last like 5 years. And it's like, that's pretty fucking good. That's 1,500 loads of laundry plus.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like that's a fantastic washing machine. Well, it should last longer than 5 years. It's like, yeah, once a week, it would have lasted you fucking 30 years. You know? Anyways, for some reason, Jeff Jarrett's out in the ring talking to MJF. This is embarrassment for all involved.
Including myself.
I'm embarrassed for the fans that have to sit through this.
Bro, stay awake in passion.
Please go away.
Robbie says, I don't have whites or stuff that needs dry cleaning. Well, neither. I mean, I have whites.
Oh, no, I'm not talking about dry cleaning.
And I don't have dry cleaning stuff. I have everything can be washed in a wash machine. Whether it's on a delicate cycle with cold water and maybe just an air fluff in the dryer or just, hang dry or whatever. Most of my stuff is mostly throw it in the wash machine, put it in the dryer, and I'm done. But I do have clothes that are nice clothes that I do have to do a little extra work. But that does not include, if anything's dry clean, I will not buy it. Like, it will never get washed down, nothing. It'd be worthless.
Well, I don't know what it would be, but I used to get things dry
Silks
clean.
and stuff like that.
So
suits, like really nice suits you'd want to.
Right. So I used to have shirts that I wore with a tie.
Yeah, crisp, nice white shirts you'd want to take to a dry cleaner.
And so I would just take them and drop them off. It was right there across the street from the
I know where it's at.
Courthouse.
Yep, I know which one you're talking about.
Mm-hmm. And it just had a drive-through.
Yep.
So you drive in, hand it to them, leave, they come back, they hand it to you.
Yeah.
And then she would give me my shirts back.
Yep.
And they were in bags.
Bags, yep, and they're all crisp and clean, and you just pulled them out and wore them, and then you just take them back the next time.
Yeah. So I never actually washed those myself.
Well, that's what I'm talking. That's the stuff I'm talking about. That's what I was saying. If you have suits or anything like that,
and she'd make repairs. She's like, "Oh, I found a little hole."
Yeah, she'd sew it, or a button was missing. You could have them fix that.
I wouldn't have them do it. I would just bring it, and she would fix it.
Yeah.
And she'd be like, "Oh yeah, I fixed this or whatever," you know.
Yeah.
It's $7 more or whatever it was.
Yeah, whatever charge for the time and the piece of
like, oh, that's perfect.
Stuff or labor or
Thank
whatnot.
you so much. Well, I mean, think about it. If you had a room that was literally set up 24 hours a day to do those things, sew in buttons, have buttons, have machines set up.
Yeah, you would just.
It wouldn't even be a hassle.
Yeah,
like you could sew something so fast.
Yeah.
Without I have to get the sewing machine.
Well, and all it'd be is,
up.
this is this customer's pile of clothes. You know, you're going through it and you're doing the dry cleaning. And then you would just, as you found the issues, you would fix it, then you would clean it, and then put it with your stuff. I mean, that's what you would do, and it'd be quick. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Canadian, his lady.
He has a girl.
I guess he has a call girl that's a Canadian? That's weird.
Nice.
I thought Jeff was talking about his own.
Right. She was married to Kurt Angle.
So she was a call girl. And possibly a Canadian. Makes sense. Anyways, Vindicator says I only went to the laundromat to play arcade games. A little much more sanitary having your own washer and dryer. Actually, they're pretty clean at laundromats.
Who the fuck is his woman? I get the disrespect because it's wrestling. But I think people need to know who she is for it to make sense.
True. Because it doesn't make any sense.
Like, cool.
Is she special? Is she like somebody we should know? Yeah, I don't know. Piccolo says, when I was absolutely militant, used to press, iron, fold everything on my own. Yep. Nope. I get it, Piccolo. Robbie says, you also have to make sure it's within opening time, and when you wash clothes at home, you can have them ready when you want them. Which is funny, Robbie, because I remember 24/7 laundromats. So, Sophie's, one dick wonder. Sophie says I do laundry twice a week. Oh, okay. Robbie says, how did we end up talking about Dee being lazy doing laundry? I don't know. I'm just not a homemaker. There's a lot of shit I don't like to do. Piccolo says everyone migrates, right? Sophie says, yeah, I hang up my shirts, but everything else I put in a thing. There was a time I did laundry almost every day of the week. That's too much. That's so weird.
She's a little redheaded girl.
Ew, redhead. Robbie says, I can't be assessed of an extra job. Naomi Rosenblum?
Oh, well, there you go. There's a name.
Robbie says I can't be asked of an extra job going to a laundromat and going to pick it up. F that shit. Well, so let's put it this way, Robbie. Let's say you had a regular job, right? And they open at 6 a.m. And you have to be to work at 8. So you go a little early, you drop off your shit. And most of the time, maybe they close later. You just pick it up the next day. It's not that big of a deal. Like, you're making it like it's a big deal. Sophie says, I don't separate my colors when I do laundry. Most of my clothes are the same colors anyway. Pickle says, I mean, if you kids, that's a difference, right? Vlad is in the chat. Hey, Vlad, good to see you. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas. Hopefully you had a good holidays. Robbie says, AEW bringing the good times back. Sophie says, at least you got Tuesday, Thursday, and the weekend off from doing this. All my clothes go in the dryer, unlike my mom, where she have to hang up most of her stuff. Yeah, most of my stuff goes in the dryer. There's some stuff I have to hang up or dry flat. Robbie says, LOL, what's that? Your 3 Wrestling Gab t-shirts and 3 Wrestling Gab hoodies that you always wear? Well, Robbie, let's put it this way. I actually changed my shirt to actually come on here for our show. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
I have like 10 of each color.
And so I don't wear it for very long. I wear it for 7 hours, 8 hours a week, unless we have a pay-per-view, and then I wear it for
each shirt you only
4 or
wear
5
3
hours. That's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. Like, you know. Ooh, slap nuts. My. Vlad was giving us Santa Clauses. And then Sophie says, I kind of like doing laundry in my own house because you can do it anytime you want. It's true. I'm not saying that it's not nice. I'm just saying, like, I get why people, even if they have stuff in their house, do it at laundromats. That's all I'm saying, guys. And some people, you have to do some stuff at laundromats because you don't have a big enough washing machine. As in, like, blankets, comforters, things like that. Sometimes you have to take to laundromats because they have bigger drums and bigger machines. He's sweating, right?
Yeah.
MJF is. He's sweating his spray tan off.
Nah.
It's gross. So he has like a big line of spray tan drip coming down on his face.
That's like the Ric Flair drip.
Yeah, basically.
But it's spray tan drip.
Mm-hmm. Robbie's like, what's this twat talking about now? Well, you know, Jeff Jarrett was talking about how he, you know, got a fire in his belly about retiring. And then MJF is telling him what a weirdo he is. Then Jeff, like, insulted his lady.
There's Jeff's wife.
So somehow...
She's going to get hit. What do you want to bet?
Oh, no. Took her hostage. Oh, no, the hostage taking.
Oh, he pushed her.
Oh, no. Pushed her down.
Down she goes.
Pushing a lady. Peel's like, okay. Oh, I guess I'll catch the second hour. Yeah. Because what's happening now is just yakking. They're giving Jeff Jarrett, like, all this yak time, and it's yakking.
Ew. Christopher Daniels is wrestling again?
Against... Wow, how much you have fallen. That's gross. Okay, well...
Poor Paige.
Robbie says, not in the UK. Pico says, Mark Snow, she's some indie celebrity interviewer. Oh.
Cool. Who is that? That's his girlfriend?
The girlfriend, probably.
What is that? Mark Snow?
Marks. No. Like Marks, like people. Marks know who she is. She's some indie celebrity interviewer.
I got all excited because her name was Mark Snow.
No, her name is Naomi Rosenblum.
Oh.
She's a fucking Jew. Just like him.
No, I don't think that's her.
Oh, that's not her? Then why did it say it was her?
Because it's the internet. But there's nothing with interviews.
Oh.
By the way, that's a famous person.
That he was slobbering on?
No, the name.
Oh.
She was 96 when she died. She was super famous.
Oh, that was somebody else? Why would they have that with his picture then? That's
it's her
weird.
name!
Her name is that?
Jesus Christ. You know how people can have the same name as somebody else? Okay. When you look up the name Naomi Rosenblum, it was a very famous lady in history. But they have the same name.
Okay.
But she doesn't look like... She looks like a painter.
Painter? Interesting.
Every picture she's painting.
Huh. Weird. Okay. Aaron Reed is in the chat. Hey, Aaron. It says, is that on my behalf? No. It is a make wrestling great again. Different. Robbie says, nah, I want my clothes when I want them, not the next day. Sophie says, but if you drop off your laundry and you don't pick it up, do they add money to the bill or something?
What the... Why would you not want your clothes back?
Well, if you didn't pick them up right away, they might put a fee on there for at some point, but...
Yeah, if they're going to store them.
But they might just keep them? Sophie says, who makes your shirts? This nice place in town.
Some handicap people.
Oh my god.
So, what? You want me to say retard?
No.
Some handicap people.
It is a business in town that hires people that are handicapped, and they pay them to do the work.
Yeah.
So we support making sure that they have jobs and get wages and stuff by using them.
Yes, it's a nonprofit that helps the mentally challenged. I don't know.
The mentally challenged, so that they can have jobs and stuff like that.
And be a member of society that's active.
Yep.
And so, anyways.
Which is actually really cool.
I've worked with them since I was like 19 because I'm mentally challenged. No, just kidding. No, it's because they used to sponsor my softball teams. And so I've always had them make our uniforms and stuff. And I just really enjoy them. There's other places in town that make shirts.
They do.
Stuff, but they're so great. And they do other things. They do like auto detailing and furniture making. Yeah,
they do quite a few different things. Robbie says, oh, you color coordinate. Didn't notice. Yeah. I do. And you notice. That's why you're laughing. Sophie says, are you guys going to be on for Saturday night's main event next Saturday?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, Travis says so. So it'll probably happen.
Oh, Danny, come on and do it.
Right. Robbie says, on classic radio stations, Whitney Houston is always a popular choice of song. Yeah. Sophie says, do you count clothes as dirty if you don't wear them all day?
Yeah, so have you ever
Depends
seen
on what activities I'm doing in my
Ghostbusters?
clothes as well.
There's multiple levels of dirty clothes.
It's true.
And so you've got your clean, and you've got your too dirty to ever wear again. But then there's the in-betweens, the ones that you put on the back of the treadmill, or the ones that you put on the stair stepper, or your weight bench. Why is Hook on my TV?
No, they're having a fight with Christian Cage.
Christian Cage better destroy this stupid bastard.
Just punch him in the dick. If he has
7,
one.
8, 9, 10. In the old days, they'd walk him out and do an atomic drop. But, of course, you can't do that anymore. So we're going to end up getting, like, Hook and Nick Wayne or something in a match. I think that'll be the day that I just quit.
When you have who? Nick Wayne and Hook?
Yeah.
I think they've already done it.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't know why you're so upset about it. I'm sure they've already done that.
Is her name Alicia Atout? It's out. A-T and then out. O-U-T. Atout?
The lady he's with?
Atout.
I don't know. I don't know anything about him or his ladies or any. Is she from Canada? Is she a call girl from Canada?
I heard she was a
Jeff Jarrett said she's a call girl from Canada. So he seems to know his information.
That's funny that he's just with some whore.
It
It's awesome.
does not surprise me one bit that he is from New Jersey. It does not surprise me one bit. Vindicator says Jarrett booked that segment for himself and paid Maxwell extra for it, and it didn't need to go 20 minutes. That's time away from the Women's Royal. True. Robbie says if Jeff has the deli belly, then he needs Pepto-Bismol. Oh, God. As Sophie says, the Wyatt Six are officially moved to SmackDown. I'm surprised they moved them before they got into a feud with the Judgment Day. And Sophie says, I think I was part of that program when I was in high school. Yeah, you could have been. We got Richard in the chat says, speaking of mentally challenged, I hear Darby is taking time off wrestling so he can focus on committing suicide on Mount Everest.
Tits McGee from Whore Island is what they call, like, wrestlers call her. Tits McGee from Whore Island.
The lady he's dating?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Fuck
off.
Alicia.
Stop it.
Out.
That's actually almost as funny as the comment Richard said. Did you even hear that comment? Mm-mm. Okay, I'm going to read it again because you have to. So speaking of mentally challenged, I heard Darby is taking time off wrestling so he can focus on committing suicide on Mount Everest.
They just leave your body there. It's funny. He wanted to do that last year, but I think he broke his ankle
foot
or something. Yeah.
He broke his foot in that match with Sting. That big thing with Sting was leaving. He was going to leave like right after, and he ended up breaking his foot, so he couldn't. Vindicator says they screwed up calling this show Maximum Carnage when there has been zero bloodshed or property damage other than Cage versus Omega. It's been Maximum Snooze Fest. True that, and the only bloodshed was in the Cage Omega, where Omega got a little tiny baby ouchie somewhere on his brain, and it bled a little tiny bit.
So before, even MJF called her a pirate hooker. It's right here. MJF calling her a pirate hooker.
Oh, that's nice.
In his first post that he ever made with the company on X.
Jesus Christ.
And now he's dating her.
She's like, well, I like it when men call me that. So it says, how many Wrestling Gap shirts do you have? Okay. So technically, I have
100.
Lots.
100, probably.
And I have actually colored ones, like pink, some purple, and blue. Not just blue, like turquoise and things like that. I have all kinds of different colored ones too, by the way. And so does Travis, but we ended up just kind of sticking with black as our basic. So at first we did red and blue for SmackDown and Raw, and then we did black and gold for like NXT / Dynamite, because they were about the same colors. And then we did like other colored ones that we just wanted that we could wear for like pay-per-views and stuff, right? Then when we did our next order, because we did it with hoodies too. And then our next order, we just kind of did the basic stuff of just black with white instead, and red and blue. But no more hoodies. Because we did like a whole order of just black hoodies. Mm-hmm. And then we did an order of just black hoodies with white writing and different... And we did a whole bunch of black shirts and white writing in different sizes. I don't feel bad for him. He's young, it's fine. And then Travis needed some more shirts, and he just wanted black ones, so I just got a whole, like, 20 black shirts or something like that. So we kind of just dwindled down to but I still changed my shirts for the color of the show we're doing. I color coordinate my shows, as Robbie made fun of me for. Robbie says, go on, D, didn't know you have a stair stepper. Well, I have stairs in my house. Does that count? So it says, when you aren't here, what shirts do you wear?
I wear Wrestling Gab shirts. I've only worn Wrestling Gab shirts since we got them in 2019, maybe 2020. I have never worn another
He's worn other shirts when we've done pay-per-views and stuff about that. But the last probably 3.5 to 4 years, I would say, more like, you have worn just Wrestling Gab shirts.
Right. Like on Christmas, I wore like a sweater or something like that. But
like, I mean, I'm not saying that you...
But
I'm just saying that, you have worn other
I decided
stuff,
that I was just going to wear Wrestling Gab shirts, so I never had to make a decision on what shirt to wear ever again in my life.
It does take a lot out of working.
I don't have to. I honestly, that's all I have in my closet.
Move on with your life.
Is Wrestling Gab shirts.
He has like WWE shirts and stuff that he's bought.
They're in bags in a dresser in a drawer. I can put them in the attic.
We do have some of our high school stuff in there.
Yep.
But yeah. But what I wear is actually a shirt that I made during the pandemic. And I wear it everywhere. I got hoodies and t-shirts made of it because it was hilarious, and I still wear them to this day and get lots of comments on them. But Robbie says, yeah, she does interviews for wrestling. Oh, Sophie says, if you wear something for an hour or two, do you count that as dirty?
No.
No.
Well, Are you wearing
It depends on what I'm doing.
Are you
am I
wearing
working
it to
out?
the gym, or are you running on a treadmill?
Yeah, am I working out or doing like workout in the yard or like vigorous exercising or
did I
it's
put
really
it on?
hot outside and
Did I put it on, go to town, come back home, take it off? Probably not dirty.
Yeah.
Not dirty enough.
It depends on how gross I got while wearing it.
Yeah, that's level 1 dirty. Then there's level 2 dirty. And it depends on how dirty you are. So say you hadn't showered in a couple days and then you put it on, well then you're getting it dirty on the inside out. In my opinion. So, yeah. I feel like there's just different levels to dirtiness.
I do too.
Like
I just
how much
feel like
cologne
it's not worth the
and
effort.
deodorant do you have to wear to not stink
Right.
at the moment you have your clothes on?
That's true. Robbie says, I've seen clips of her on YouTube. Sophie says Joe Biden had his goodbye address before Donald Trump takes over on Monday. Nice. Robbie says, that woman, she's doable, a little for a fun time, but not for a life partner. Well, that's why she's a call girl, Robbie. Or what did he call him?
Tits McGee from Whore Island.
That, or what was the other one that what's MJF called her?
Pirate Hooker. That's
The
what I've used that.
pirate.
I've used that for over 20 years.
I know, yeah.
I love that one.
Robbie says she like a C-Tech Renee Young. Ew. Sophie says, do you wish you have more Wrestling Gab products?
Like what? A coffee cup?
Not really.
I have a hat. Well,
I
they're
did
over
make
here.
hats for him.
There's
Get hats made for him.
my Wrestling Gab hat. There's a white one too. Oh, it's
Some
right there.
embroidered ones for him to wear
I
online.
usually have hats on the wall, but the cat doesn't like them on the wall, and so they're all over here. I'll get them back up. Oh shit!
Oh no!
Kip
Hook
Sabian.
was attacked, so he wins, huh?
Kip Sabian just kicking everything.
Well, Nick Wayne kicked him too.
No, I mean he was just kicking around.
Oh, well, he was just mad.
He was
I get
kicking
it.
nothing.
Robbie's like, the pink one suits you. Do you brings out the color of your skin? Sophie says, do you wish you were full-time YouTubers like other YouTubers are?
I thought about it. I mean, we could. Probably should. There's probably money to be made.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun doing what we do. If I got all serious about it, then I wouldn't be able to be honest. And I don't like that. Because how the hell am I going to get somebody to come on the show when I'm talking about how stupid their mom is or something?
Or, oh my god, you're a sellout to...
Or like that girl I just talked about, right? Oh,
You're
the
a
pirate
pirate
hooker.
hooker.
And then I'm like, hey, come on my show. And she's like, comes on. I'm like, oh, you're so nice. Like, didn't you just call her a pirate hooker yesterday? It's like, well, yeah, but that was yesterday.
I changed.
Yesterday doesn't exist anymore. There's only now.
I guess
Is that
Samoa
just
Joe's
Joe?
back to help out.
He's so
Oh
weird.
god.
Why is Joe back on
Well,
the
he's got to help that Hook guy, I guess.
Why is he
'cause
here?
He needs a dad.
That's
his
pretty
dad's
cool that he
broken.
just did that slam, though. Because you'd think that would tear your back up at his age. Twisting like that.
So it says, like, you wear something, then you spill water on it after an hour.
What kind?
Nothing.
What kind of water?
Is it sticky water?
Is it just
Is
water?
it smelly water?
Is it bottled water or is it chlorinated water from your tap? Because that shit stinks, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's no different than laundry water because I don't filter my laundry water. Does Nick Wayne's mom have an OnlyFans? I feel like she could make money off OnlyFans. People are into that.
Rawr.
There's so many people into OnlyFans. Like 80 million men. 60% of which are white. And 90 some odd percent of those are married. That's fucking nuts. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. He said Wheeler Yuta, but it did not sound like Wheeler Yuta. Woulda, yutta. Woulda, yutta. Woulda, coulda. he's not good at all, but you guys aren't very good either. So now we get a whole bunch of people that suck. Where's the fish? They're all back together. They're like, you remember when we used to be in NXT Black and Gold? We run that company, and now we're mid-carders in AEW. Did Adam Cole ever win the world title? He didn't, did he? Or
Who?
Adam Cole, that guy.
No.
I couldn't remember.
He didn't win shit.
He ain't winning shit.
The world title is still on, what's his butthole? John.
Yeah. Mox.
Yeah, that guy. Bicolo's like, Joe.
Yeah, she's from Canada. That girl, so that's her.
Jeff Jarrett got it right. He really wanted to call her a pirate hooker, but he ended up calling her a call girl instead. That was very nice of him.
And then MJF decided, instead of calling her a call girl or a pirate hooker, that he would call him his girlfriend.
So he says, I think that happens with a lot of YouTubers. They at first don't want to be full-time YouTubers, but then they change their minds.
Well, I mean, if we decided to do it, we'd probably get WWE money. Because it looks like a lot of those YouTubers are getting WWE money. I noticed
I bet they are.
I noticed they even had...
And then they're like, oh, look, your butthole. And they're like...
That's not what you do to butts.
Yeah, that's what they
That's
do.
a penis.
That's a butthole. They do it to their
grab a butthole
buttholes.
like this. Who grabs it like, oh, grab a butthole like
Well, I
that.
can't make a... What do you want me to do? Just make a butthole out of air? Butthole?
Well, if you want to be really disgusting, you put one hand here.
Oh, butthole.
But we're trying not to be disgusting and make people at home.
I'm sorry.
throw
I
up.
needed to be more gross. Not lady parts.
That's, oh no. Oh no.
That shit better
Deuce
be
Big-
bleached.
Deuce Bigelow. He's like.
And she's like, what? He's like. And she's like. And he's like, ooh. She's like, whatever.
3-on-3 women's basketball. Is there money in it?
I don't know, but I don't know why that dumb cow was on her
Was
fucking...
that Angel Reese?
Yeah, that was that dumb bitch.
She had a lot of makeup on.
Dumb, complaining ass hoe.
See, that's another one, right? Like, so... it's hard to go professional.
Delina has a potty mouth.
Well, you can potty all you want. You don't call them names. Right? Like, you don't go, well, she's a hoe. It's like, well, she's never been a hoe in her life.
No, sure she hasn't. Yeah, right.
See? That's what I'm talking about. Kind of hard to go pro.
I'm keeping Travis back. He needs a new partner. Somebody make sure you move here to Idaho and do it with him.
Full-time YouTube channel. Hiring.
Sophie says, do you guys take a shower every day? No.
No.
I don't do anything to constitute taking a shower every day. It's actually really bad for your skin. But if I was doing stuff every day that constituted it, I would. Like when I helped my brother.
Like a pirate hooker.
Like a pirate hooker. I'd be taking like 3 or 4 a day.
Oh my god, look at this.
Did he win all of them at the same time?
What the fuck am I watching?
Why is there old people on my TV?
He wrestled since the 80s, and I'm pretty sure he started in the early 2000s.
So we
Or
got...
not 2000s, sorry, the 90s. So if he wrestled in the 80s also, holy shit.
Why do we have geriatrics in here?
Remember this, Jeff. Just not in any companies that matter. I'm a 47-time world champion. because I own the company.
Sophie says, didn't Bobby Fish say he would fight for Triple H while he was in AEW and then he got released not that long after?
Yeah.
Sure. Piccolo says, I have no clue why they bring up stupid storylines. Me neither. Sophie says, you never know who is honest with their reactions to the WWE and who isn't on YouTube.
Well, we are.
Well, I don't get paid to say nice things, so... All my reactions are true and honest to myself. They may not match with everybody's opinion, but they're mine.
Kiki, do you love me? Remember that song?
What is she doing? She, walked down the stairs. Where is she going?
She's probably just walking around.
Oh, she must be going to hang out with the stupid commentators over there.
Remember the Kiki, do you love me? Da 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 da. Love you.
Oh, God.
Da, 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 da.
He got ran over. What a dumbass. She's gotten so heavy that she has cellulite.
Yeah.
Which isn't a bad thing. Everybody has it. But it is now obvious.
Jamie Hayter.
Which is fine.
Who used to look like that and lost it all. So it can be done.
She's there. And it's happening. So it says someone on Twitter said all the YouTubers or streamers that have been shown on WWE TV are being paid by the WWE, and most of them say they don't get paid by the WWE. Wasn't that what they're supposed to say? I don't get paid by the WWE.
It doesn't matter.
But all of their reactions when anything glorious happens, and they pretend they're all happy about it.
All I have to say is that people like positivity, even if they don't like positivity. And so, whether they get paid or not, it doesn't matter. If you're happy doing what you're doing, and you're making other people happy while you're doing it, and WWE sees it, they're going to put it on there. That's what they do.
Sophie says sometimes the WWE does give reactors tickets to Raw, SmackDown, or pay-per-views. Robbie says one guy, Say TV, I follow, who does football streams on YouTube. He quit his job a year ago and does it full time, but he does about 6 to 8 streams a day. He gets 1.2K watching his lives.
Yeah, easy.
And that's how you do it.
Yeah, you just gotta be on all the time. It's kind of like the Oprah Winfrey show.
Yeah, you literally have to dedicate all your time to it.
And you can do videos, you can do lives. You don't even have to do lives, you could just do videos and make really good money that way too.
You have to do videos, you have to do shorts, you have to do lives. You just have to constantly be doing stuff.
Right. And the other reason I'm not doing all that stuff is because I really don't have a setup for it. Well, I will.
I
soon.
really don't want it to make it my full-time job, so.
You'd rather not do anything.
I just couldn't talk about wrestling that much all the time. It would drive me nuts. Richard says, is it wrong to flip your underwear inside out to get a second day out of it?
Yeah.
Are you in the woods and you forgot to bring extra underwear?
And there's no river around to wash your drawers in?
Then I guess it'd be okay. Because says, yeah,
Who's
him
this?
and Sting came up together.
She's not bad looking. Who's this broad?
Megan Bain. It's making her AEW Dynamite debut. She has a penis on the back of her cape. Piccolo's letting you know that, yeah, him and Sting came up together. So whenever Sting was around.
Oh, Sting was in there in the late 80s.
So if it says they announced that you could watch the Superpower for free on Tubi.
What's Superpower?
Maybe Super Bowl?
Oh.
Super Bowl, I'm guessing. Robin says I need a bath every day, otherwise my pits will stink like onion BO. It's probably what you eat.
So did she beat Jamie Hayter already?
I have no idea. This is like a royale, so when everybody comes out and they just do stuff.
Oh, there she is. She's still in it then. So this girl's a bigger broad. I was just looking at her pictures, but she's kind of well put together. But she's a bigger girl. But she's not bigger than Statlander.
No, she's about the same size. She's
But
in
she's
a
like
lot of contouring makeup on her nose,
Yeah,
though, which is way crazy.
She's definitely like a glamazon type.
I
Oh!
left swiftly. Rob is laughing and says the song was everywhere, that Kiki song. And then Piccolo says, we honestly don't have time for the meta.
You know what's funny about that song is I've never actually heard it. I've only seen it in the videos where people would get out and walk.
Right?
And that's what I was watching. This guy was doing it, and he got ran over by his own truck. It was actually pretty funny. But probably sad to him.
Piccolo says, we honestly don't have time for the meta. I mean, if you get too deep in mess like that, it's just a waste of time. Robbie says, Jamie Hayter's still a gal you would poke.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with Hater.
And Piccolo says, I'm so glad you guys don't let celebrity get to your head.
Right?
Are you, though? Are you? I'm sure you guys would rather it be that way. Sophie says, doesn't YouTube pay everybody that works for them at a certain point?
I mean, I get paid.
You get monetized, yeah.
Oh, Julia Hart! Game changer!
Piccolo says...
Now, where is my money from Tony Khan?
I don't,
That
right?
was huge.
Bastard.
That right there could have been...
Piccolo says, if I'd see you sell out, well, then you would just leave, right? Sophie says, I wore 2 days of underwear by accident. That happens. Robbie says, also, you need personality. You can't be dull as dishwater when you're on live because people wouldn't be interested.
Yeah, you gotta have a little bit of personality. And I have a hard time with that sometimes when I'm tired. And I don't know if I could, like...
So.
I don't think I could do drugs, even though it would work, to make me more exciting. Even alcohol would probably work a little bit.
Yeah, so what happened?
But obviously just getting in shape would help
yeah,
tremendously.
in shape.
Just repeating what I say.
Totally repeating. Piccolo says, holy boobage. Yeah, she got the boobs.
She got like the real boobs.
Not only that, but she's got the boobs and she wear these weird pants, but she doesn't have that big of a butt, but she has kind of a butt, and then she pulled her pants up and it went up her butt. So there you go.
She's into that.
And you got some action in the thong area on the butt.
She needs to do laundry every day. Because she's all up in it.
Every day. Oh, let's see. Sophie says, Emmett, I wore the same underwear 2 days in a row.
Yeah, it's happened.
No,
I'm
we
sure
get it.
people have done it before.
Got it. Robbie's like, wow, your ass was stinked. I haven't, Sophie. Sometimes. And Vindicator is like, oh, shit. They actually did it. I think they signed Megan.
Yeah, she's there.
Well, it's her AEW debut, so probably. And Sophie says, being a full-time YouTuber must be annoying, and some channels have memberships and some do goals.
Yeah, my thing is yeah. I mean,
you have
I could
to
do.
make it.
I could set up goals.
Effort.
I could set up goals right now on there, but we're not asking for your money. We just like you guys to hang out with us. But
yeah.
And memberships, I'm like, oh, I don't even know what I'd offer. Like, you guys want to hang out with us after for 15 minutes? You know, like.
Yeah, what would you offer? I mean, seriously, like let's put it this way. I'm gonna ask this. This is a serious question I'm putting out there. Let's say we did memberships. Like, what would you guys want to see? Like, what about us or whatever? I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what would you want to see, or like, what would you want it to be about? What your membership would give you, because that's what usually memberships do, right? They give you like
an extra
inside access or behind the scenes or whatever stuff. So
right.
That's a legit question I have. Everybody answer it right now.
Okay,
Get
so I will tell you what.
Not Travis. I don't care what he has to say.
I will tell you what somebody else
No.
does.
Nobody cares what other people do.
You're mean to me.
Robbie's like, not what I eat. It's the smell of where I work. So you're saying that your work smells like onions? If you smell like onions, that means that you are exuding that. It's not a bad thing. It just happens. Like, people who eat a lot of garlic, if they sweat, they'll smell like garlic. It's pretty crazy. Vindicator says, damn, it is so much cake on display in that ring. Women's gear getting
Yes.
smaller every year. Well, you know, when they gave them the choice to be whores, they all took that chance.
You know, if it's all about the dudes that watch it.
Oh, God. And now they're putting stuff out there nobody wants to see. Oh, wait.
Oh,
Maybe some people do, but I don't.
still cake, but yeah. Different kind of cake. It's like an ice cream cake or something.
I think that's kind of a mean thing to say about ice cream cake.
Well, I don't know. What's a bad cake? What's the one with all the...
Fruit cake?
Fruit cake, yeah. It's all hard.
Robbie says, I don't like Drake, so I wouldn't listen to it. LOL.
What the hell? That's a Drake song?
Piccolo says, I can't believe how much money TK throws out for a random debut on a random Wednesday Dynamite. Piccolo, this is a Carnage maximum AEW Dynamite.
Yeah, they don't make them better than this.
I mean, it's totally different. I mean, this is the debut of debuts.
With Carnage.
Robbie says, D Duffo, low-key celeb. Yeah, probably only in some people's minds. Vindicator says, nah, it makes sense, Picola. This is a special theme show. It just failed to live up to the
right
theme.
in that left titty. She didn't even fuck around.
She's like, I will smack you in
Uh-oh,
your
there's
titty.
only 9 seconds left. 6, 5,
I don't even
4,
remember what move that
3.
was that I said last night.
The titty flop?
Oh, yeah, the titty flopper. Oh, that one.
Uh-oh, it looks like Tony Storm,
Titty flopper.
the rookie. I mean, here she is. See, I couldn't do it. I couldn't be a like all, hey, Tony, come on the show. Why do you look like that? Remember those things? Did you ever have one of those things, or your brother have one of those things where you punch them and they come back up?
Maybe. But I don't
You know
think we
what
ever
I'm
had
talking
one, but
about?
I know what you're talking about.
That's what she reminds me of.
Right?
They're very small upper. Tony Storm! What a great rookie. Randman's playing along. What a great rookie. What a great rookie.
You betrayed. No, I didn't.
I've never even wrestled this girl.
I don't even know what
Holy
you're talking
shit.
about.
She just threw Tony Storm like a weapon.
Good for her. A dead body.
She's a
This
dead
is a
body at
different
Wembley
Tony Storm.
Stadium.
A dead body at Wembley Stadium. Ah.
Julia Hart's the only girl that isn't like a modern day girl that eats too much in this match. You know what I mean? Like, Julia Hart's the only one that's like an old fashioned wrestler from 10 years ago. All the other girls are kind of bigger. Not bad. I'm not saying that it's bad. I'm just saying that.
She's not very large and in charge in her
Right.
thick area.
Statlander!
Through herself. Sophie
Through her.
says, if you have a real good reaction to something, you could be part of the compilations.
Yeah,
I'm saying that's what you want.
the
That has been on
compilation.
YouTube every week or month, depending on who makes the video.
Oh, God. Can you imagine?
Oh, Jesus
Something.
Christ.
I don't want to be on there.
I hope
Now,
not.
now I have to like make sure my makeup's all done and my hat's all on in case I'm showing. That's too much pressure.
I'm too old for that crap. I really just don't care.
Okay, who's this? Oh!
Is Harley
Thank you.
Cameron, is she bringing a knife?
No. Probably just a gun. Look how she runs.
She don't skip kind of weird stuff.
Harley is a psychopath.
She's like kind of awkward.
Oh yeah, she's definitely doesn't know what she's doing, but it's fantastic. Look at her. She's just like, keep your head tucked. She's like, I know I have to keep my head tucked so I don't hurt it. So she just tucks it like 3 minutes early.
Right?
Like eventually she's gonna throw me, so I'm gonna keep my head tucked. Uh-oh, Julie went for that Sister Abigail. Look at this. Haterade. Oh, that'll break your back.
Vindicator said this match should have been after Cage versus Omega while the crowd was still hot and energy still high. They had to have some for a main event, though. I mean, this is okay. How many more ladies are there supposed to have? I don't even know how many ladies are in this.
I don't either. I think they
8,
just keep...
10,
I swear
12?
they just keep releasing them until the match is over.
I mean, they had one debut, so a new one was in there.
Because I think anybody can win this match at any time.
Quite a few different ladies,
Right.
so...
Ducked it!
Oh.
Oh, she got hit with the mist.
Oh, no, not in her face
God
hole.
damn. That's a lot of mist. Julia's going to win it right here anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, Julia.
Oh, no, behind her, the rookie.
The rookie's going to get her with
From Canada.
Freeze.
2, 3. The rookie of the year wins it.
That's dumb as fuck. Well, I guess that wasn't the main event.
Yeah, the women don't get much time.
Well, we already knew it was going to be her. The Grand Slam Australia. Stop.
When is that?
Grand Slam
15th?
Australia, February 15th.
Let's see if I have that in my calendar already.
We knew it was going to be her.
I do have it on here. I just don't know when it's going to be.
That's fucking dumb. February 15th.
Hey, that's the 1-year anniversary of me buying my new bed.
Nice. Good for you.
Mm-hmm.
Did you, though?
That's right.
Did you buy it?
It's a bed.
All right. So, let's see. Robbie said, yeah, I need to pay D $5 a month to be D's friend. That's right, bitches. Pay me money to be your friend so I can be mean to you even more.
Do you want me to call you names? Well, send me money.
Sophie says channels with membership sometimes give us more time with them. Well, that's what I'm asking, right? Because that's what they normally do. I was like, nah, if you went, my work, you would notice the stank. Well, if it's any kind of hospital place, it probably smells. Sophie says, in about a month, baseball spring training is here. Vindicator says, I want inside access to the behind-the-scenes process of how Leopold and Wellington get fed every day. Is that what you would want? How they get fed?
We just pour it in a bowl. It's nothing special.
Nothing special.
And it's not soft food. It's all hard food.
Yeah.
So if you're into the hard food thing...
They do get people food, though. They do get people food. Sophie says, so when is Venom coming in? I don't know. Who's Venom? Who's that?
It's a movie?
Piccolo says, I follow D. Porticus. He does watch-alongs to old matches. He'll do a monthly Q&A, and they have a monthly pod talking about the current events or, like, whatever pay-per-view happened.
Yeah.
See, that's the kind of stuff, like, Travis has talked about possibly doing a podcast and just talking about wrestling stuff. But the problem with that is this. I've only had 5 years of watching this. So, I couldn't even remotely give good information or good back talk of past shit. I'd just be sitting there listening to Travis yak at me for 2 hours. Robbie says, I would rather listen to the toilet flush for 2 hours than listen to Drake. And Richard says, I'd like to see you guys read the latest wrestling news and give us your take on the articles. Also, a really hot topic is reporting the ratings.
Yeah, that's always fun.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I'm glad
Good
you guys
ideas.
are actually really giving us ideas.
Yeah, that's what I
Where's
want.
your notebook?
Where's your notebook?
I don't...
You have a phone? Write it down.
I don't like writing on my phone.
Oh. You want me to read it to the phone?
Yeah.
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 Meh. Meh.
I don't know how you do that, though, either.
I don't know what... I guess I don't know what you want, so... You have that one thing. Write it on that.
AI?
No, on that tablet thingy-majigger.
This thing?
Yeah. And then you can take a picture of it.
But all my art's gone.
I'm not writing it.
Oh, she's not writing now. That's a lot of words.
Is it?
I think this is broken.
It probably is.
How did that happen? Is that cat?
Probably.
I think that's cat. Son of a bitch. Those are deep.
That's what happens when you don't close things or take care of things.
You don't close things or take care of things.
Did you want to write this stuff down on there?
No. I'll write it down in my head.
In your head?
No, but...
I have a notebook.
Oh, that'll work. Why didn't you tell me that?
We're all doing serious stuff now.
Here's a pin. Okay. So, Ravi wants to pay me $5 to be his friend.
Friendship.
Vindicator, behind the scenes, animals, feeding regiment.
He's obviously joshing.
Oh, it's getting put down. He made the mistake of putting it out there. Let's see. Richard said, read latest wrestling news, the opinion on the articles, or take of it, and reporting ratings.
Okay.
Let's see what else. Let me read through these. Ravi says, you want the latest wrestling news, watch Wrestle Talk, laughing. And Sophie says, portions just became a new WWE fan last year, right? I think I saw a video of him saying he never watched WWE before he went to Mania 40. Porticus, I think is who they were talking about. Sophie says, Carnage is a Venom villain. Okay.
Yeah, we know what Carnage is. What about him? Is there a new movie coming out? Is that what you were asking?
When is Venom coming in? I have no idea. I guess that might be the question. People says, release the Amazon snooze. Vindicator says, Tony particularly won, so she can fight my girl Mariah in her home country. And Pico's like, hey, the rookie wins. And Sophie says, I like that some channels are rewatching old WWE pay-per-views or WWE TV.
Yeah.
So rewatch old. Which Travis and I have thought about watching, like, wrestling movies, too. So you can put that on there.
All right, we got ourselves a matchup. So Hobbs is going to one-on-one tonight with Moxley. But all the Death Riders are out there.
Yeah, that really helps. Oh, jeez. Vindicator's like, Tony particularly won, so she can fight my girl Mariah in her home country. Oh, I read that. Sophie said, I like some channels. I read that one. Vindicator says, cool, the match went at least 15 minutes and Megan is there now, so I'm happy. Mox versus Hobbs should be a decent closer. And Sophie says, I remember Drake when he was on Degrassi. Venom is Spider-Man villain. I know Venom is a Spider-Man villain, but I guess I'm not sure exactly, like, are you talking about the latest movie and, like, when it's coming out or what? As Piccola says, ew, ratings. Sophie says, I meant Deporticus just became a WWE fan. I figured you meant that just because you were playing off of Piccola's comment. Sophie says, I think you guys will give up quickly after a while if you do go through these ideas. And Piccola says, think about listening to old Jimmy Crack Cornette. He has the inside baseball and tells amazing road stories and shits on the Cucamonga kids and Sockface and TK and just throwing money.
Yeah, you know, and the cool thing about that is he lived it.
Yeah.
You know, and so it's a little bit different story. It's like listening to Michael P.S. Hayes or any of those guys, that Eric Bischoff's.
Sophie, now I get it. Sophie made the Venom joke because of the name of the show, Maximum Carnage.
Oh.
Okay, now I'm understanding. Got it.
Sorry that you had to explain
I'm
your
so
joke.
sorry you had to explain your joke, sweetie. I just was like, what are you talking about? I'm so lost. I just threw it out there and I'm like, huh? But no, that's funny. That's pretty good. But yeah, it's not very carnagey though, as Vindicator has told us. It's kind of lame.
Yeah. The only carnage was when Jeff Jarrett was out there.
Yeah, that was terrible just because he was out there talking. And then they did some talking in the back, and that was even worse. It was like, God, geez. So we had to listen to him talk for 20 minutes with MJF pretending they cared. And now we have to listen to him talk in the back with another old man. Good Lord.
Hobbs didn't fall down, though.
Sophie says Vince Russo also talks about AEW. People says I still don't get it. It's all right. Robbie's like, oh yeah, do you got any more interesting Jimmy Cornette facts? I don't know anything about Jimmy Cornette.
I don't even know if she knows who Jimmy Cornette is.
I don't know these people.
Jimmy
That's
Cornette.
people that knows everything. You want information, Robbie? You better start asking old Piccola. He's a big fan, it sounds like.
Jim Cornette.
And he listens to him.
Was the absolute greatest back in the day. Midnight Express. Shit was legit.
I forgot that they were even doing this match.
Yeah.
Will Hobbs and John Moxley. Will Hobbs did win the right for this
so
match. So
supposedly Hobbs still has a bullet in his body.
Because he was in a drive-by?
I don't know if it was a drive-by. He just got shot.
Damn.
For all I know, it was in the war or something. I have no idea.
I don't know his background. Anybody know his history? History. So if it's like, I wonder why JBL is on Raw this upcoming Raw. Because he can be?
JBL's the shit. I wish they'd keep him on there. But, I mean, him and Corey Graves are the same to me. I really do enjoy both of them.
Robbie says, you seem to know D, so I was interested. I don't know shit, dude. I'm reading a comment. Don't be ignorant. Just don't. It's weird. It's unbecoming. Makes me not want to be your friend. I'm going to give your $5 back. Oh, wait, you never paid me.
You can't return money. Because you don't want to be somebody's friend anymore.
Sophie says,
you have to finish your contract.
Sophie says, Jim Cornette also bad talks about the WWE. As he should.
There's a lot to bad talk about both of them right now since they're the same show.
I feel like that's all we do is watch the same shit all week long. It's very annoying.
Hobbs. With a
Nothing
broken
exciting,
lip.
nothing different, nothing cool. What was that? Is that a monster?
With dump truck or something.
They can't be doing anything.
Monsters?
It's late at night.
There is no... Look at you. It's like this, like, Karen and waiting.
It's
You're
8
like,
o'clock.
I will call my local municipality and take care of this. She just...
It's 8 o'clock at night. What the fuck are you making that much noise, assholes? It's cold outside, so every noise they make is going to reverberate through everywhere.
Boulders. I want one of them. They're big. I was like, I want one of those.
What are they going to do with them? Maybe that's why they had that dump truck.
Maybe that's what he's doing.
How are they going to put him in there with that little tiny thing, though? That's a little tiny forklift.
Picked him up with it. I like you call it forklift. That's the coolest thing ever. You better call it that the rest of your life. Like when your brother goes to get the sporklift and the what? It's a sporklift. Why is it a sporklift? Well, because a forklift has it's a fork, but that obviously is a spork.
Pico's like, let me borrow $5, Robbie. Feels like I'll give you the scoop.
But yeah, I would love one of those big rocks. I kind of want to just dig around in our yard and find one
Look,
of those.
Pico wants to be my friend too. He's going to give me $5, but he's going to borrow it from Robbie.
See?
So it's really Robbie paying for 2 friendships.
For 1 month.
Sophie says, wow, people want to be friends with D, but me. Oh, that's so sweet. I don't care. Pico's like, I'm so hungry. Hurry and pin some damn buddy. Sophie's like, it's almost 10 p.m. here. And Robbie says, was it right when the Bella twins mouthed off about the WWE?
It's fine.
I
feel like you can say whatever you want because
they're in the Hall of Fame now. They can do whatever the fuck they want. They don't have to. They don't have to change.
They're not in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, they're not. Oh, I thought they were. My bad.
Are they?
I thought they were.
I didn't think they were. I feel like that acceptance speech would be wild.
Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was something else. Why did I think they were in the Hall of Fame then?
I mean,
is it because they show up a lot?
She's got Hall of Fame boobs. The one.
Yeah, not really. Have you seen them? I saw them at that show when she was there. They didn't look that good
Nothing
anymore.
wrong with Nikki's boobs.
I don't know. They looked
Take it
terrible.
back.
They looked awful.
The big boob Bella.
She needs to stop throwing shoes at people. That's for sure.
Well, of course she should, but can she?
Rob is like, they only did it because they were invited to the Raw anniversary, LOL. So it was like Eric Bischoff and Vince Russo have big egos.
Yeah.
You know why? They have to make up for their tiny little peckers. So it makes sense. So he's like, I want to be friends with Travis. Be friends with Travis then. I don't care.
$5.
Travis will cost $5 too.
I don't charge people to be my friend.
I don't charge people to be my friend. I don't even want to be your guys' friend.
You're like,
who the fuck says I want to be your friend? That's gross. Icky. I'm just kidding. Sophie says, who do you have to win the Super Bowl? A football team. I think one of the teams is going to win, and it's going to be one with a possible animal as their mascot.
Or an Indian. So my answer to who's going to win the Super Bowl is very easy. It's going to be the one with the most points at the end of the game.
Yeah.
Right?
Sure.
Feels safe, like a safe pick. No, but in reality, it's probably going to be either the Ravens or the Chiefs against...
I think they finally got the carnage they were looking for.
Yeah, there's some blood.
I think they tried to bite his ear off.
I mean, I would like to see the Lions go and actually win it, but I think that the Rams are really good and they're peaking at the right time. I'm trying to think who else is in it. Who's playing the... Tampa Bay. Yeah, no. So, I have a feeling that it could definitely be the Rams. And the Rams could
animal.
The Rams could definitely beat the Chiefs, too. I feel like there's a few teams that could beat the Chiefs because they play such close games. So unless the Chiefs get out to a big old lead. I just wish the 49ers were good this year also. It would have made for a better season for everybody, I think.
It would have. A little more diversity and depth, depth within the pool of athletes, for sure. Let's see, Robbie said, "Oh, $5 a month. Don't sell yourself short." Well, isn't that what it would cost? I mean, like, you don't pay like a weekly thing for it.
I forgot the Eagles are really hot right now too. So the NFC is pretty deep. I don't know if the Lions can beat all those teams week after week, but if they do, if they go in and they beat these teams by 20, 25 points, they'll win the Super Bowl. I think they'll beat the Chiefs. Although there's going to be a tremendous amount of pressure on the players. And Golf, in the last regular season game that we saw, so the last game that he played in, he turned the ball over quite a bit. He was not very good. The running game was great, and they dominated that game overall, but he wasn't like an MVP caliber player.
Right.
During that game against Minnesota. Now, Minnesota's lost 2 games in a row, so how good was Minnesota that last game? Did they stop caring and then couldn't get it turned back on? Because they got worked on Monday by the Rams. Like, it was like 24 or 31 to 3 or something. They got whooped.
We do have a match going on, by the way. It's Jon Moxley against Will Hobbs for the actual, like, title. It's a title match happening. There's the carnage is happening. It's some blood dripping and stuff. It's weird. It's weird. Very, very weird. Anyways, Piccolo says the Bellas were put into the Hall of Fame. See?
There you go. I don't know. I don't pay attention to the Hall of Fame. Honestly, don't care.
Robbie says, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna pay Dee $5 to be her friend," laughing in a sarcastic way. Sophie says there are reports they will change the format of the Hall of Fame this year because they didn't like it last year because people left after Paul Heyman gave his speech. And Piccolo says, "Oh hey, I've got this laundromat card just for you, Trav." Right?
Boom.
And Travis was like, "Yay, people into my laundry." Sophie says, "I wonder how they schedule the WWE Hall of Fame this year with SmackDown being 3 hours, and they have been having the WWE Hall of Fame right after SmackDown the last couple of years."
Yeah, they need to do it on a Saturday.
I should probably change it to a different time. Put it on Netflix.
You know, the thing is they have...
Nobody watches
the NXT earlier in the day. You could do it around the same time as the NXT. Nobody's going to watch it, you know? I mean, who watches the Hall of Fame? We did with The Undertaker.
Yeah.
But just because it was The Undertaker.
Rob is like, Dee needs to pay me $5 to be her friend. Laughing.
Ouch.
Yeah, I'm going to pass. Sophie says some YouTube memberships cost a lot of money, like $25 or more. That's Richard says Lions all the way.
I mean, I would like the Lions to win just because of their history.
Yeah.
I would love to see a new, what would you call it? A new reign at the top for, 5 years or whatever. Maybe win 3 Super Bowls in the next 5 years or something. That would be pretty cool.
Rhea Shafir cheated for Jon Moxley by hitting that guy in the face with that briefcase thing she holds. Robbie says, didn't you watch the Hall of Shame on your channel? One time.
Yeah, that was the Undertaker one, yes.
The only time we ever did it was the Undertaker one, because it made sense, too.
And I think it was during the
we don't
TV
know if
era.
Will Hobbs was really out, though.
Remember the TV era?
Kinda.
With all the TV screens they had. Wasn't that during that?
Maybe. Anyways, Will Hobbs lost. Somehow he got put out, but I don't think so. I think they didn't check good enough to see if he actually was, like...
I think they should have lifted his hand 3 times.
Yeah, they should have made for sure. And now he's just being attacked by all these weirdos.
Shafir might hurt him.
I guess Shafir's going to do stuff to him, too, because, God forbid...
Who's going to come save him?
I don't know. He doesn't have any friends that I know of.
Who's the number 1 contender?
Who is going to be his friend?
Oh, he doesn't need one.
Oh no,
right
not
in
the
that
knee.
Surgically repaired knee. Oh,
Not the surgically repaired knee.
He's taking the brace off.
Oh no, not taking his brace off.
This is mean.
It's terrifying.
When you try to take somebody's career away from them. Just because you don't like them.
It's true.
Oh, he's got a naked knee. Oh!
Not the nakedness.
Got hit with a chair. Now they're going to try to break it. Who's going to come down? Who's going to save Will? Mr. Hobbs.
I don't know. Who is going to save
Nobody.
Hobbs?
Broken.
Pico's like, somebody help him!
Anybody.
Oh, they
somebody.
have to say their names and
Is it
give
Cope?
them goobers
Is
stuff.
it Cope?
Yeah, it's those people.
Cope
Pledge?
and the FTR.
Kosher Bar Pico says, yeah, Pledgy Pants.
His name is Cope.
Pledge Pants came out.
Old Pledge. Mr. Copeland.
Whatever. He's a geriatric.
Mr. Copeland.
I'm surprised he didn't meet his rascal when he came down.
Call me Cope.
Vindicator says, so they waited until the very end for Maximum Carnage. So disappointing show overall, but still good to be with you guys here and there. LOL. Hope to hassle you for a bit again next week. Take care, everyone. Robbie had said, Undertaker or not, I wouldn't bother with that boring shite. Well, of course, we haven't seen it since, nor do we care. Let's see, Robbie
there's
says,
nobody that's ready for the Hall of Fame that I care about.
True.
The next one's going to be John Cena.
Yeah, meh. And even then, it's like, meh, whatever. Robbie says, oh no, not the chair. Mox is double hard using that chair, LOL. And Robbie's like, Edge, LOL. Alright, everybody, thanks for hanging out with us tonight for that, whatever, AEW supposed Maximum Carnage that turned into absolutely maximum nothing. According to them, they are having their Collision tomorrow night. So if you are a Collision person and watch Collision, it is going to be on tomorrow night, guys, instead of Saturday. So be aware of that if you're a fan. We will not be here to watch that. But we will be back again on Friday to watch SmackDown for 3 whole hours, which will be on the USA Network. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out with us tonight.
I think I'm getting sick.
Right? We appreciate each and every one of you for sticking around, hanging out with us, giving us some ideas. We really appreciate that. When you guys do give us feedback, it's really good. So you guys have a good time. We'll see you on Friday.
Thanks for watching Wrestling Gab.
Bye-bye.